So you get to be bombarded with my small but exciting to me plant collection because one, I'm sick and you can't tell me no. And two, I think it would be really cool to be able to go back to when my collection gets bigger and bigger and bigger and eventually gets to where I want it to be and takes up like my entire house. It's about to grow dramatically, and I'll explain that. But let's do this. All right, we're gonna start with the plant shelf. So this is one of my bigger spiders. They used to be in this with the other big one, and they were just getting really fussy, and I noticed roots were starting to come out of the top, and spiders like being root bound, but it was a little too much. And then I noticed this little baby. So one of the tricks with spider plants, if you want to get babies from them, stress them out, make them think they're going to die. This is my little spider that is usually in the propagation beaker next to my desk because my cat likes to try to murder it. So it found a new little home in here. It can get better light here, and we already have a new leaf. Here's my other spider. Kitty apparently had his way with this one, but I should be able to get at least one baby out of this one. I don't know if them going into bigger pots is going to slow down babies, but if it does, it does. That's my attempt to save my corn plant. We're hoping for the best. I had to chop this down to like a little nubby above the roots. It just, I don't know. We're going to see how it goes. My green onions that are kind of at the end of their life. They'll probably go soon. They were store-bought. Squash, cucumber. Both of these are wrens because Wren has a black thumb and their green thumb lives at my house. This is a clipping off of my fiddle fig, trying to propagate that. Trying one last trick with this avocado seed since we've already got a nubby of a root established. Supposedly this is another good way to do it, so instead of throwing it in the dark in the cupboard, I'm going to try it on my warmer. This is another one of Fiddle's babies, and actually, if I can do this without looking at it, we learned last night we have roots. This is huge. So I put the fiddle pieces in the water on the 13th of this month, and I'm really excited. So this one still has time. And I'm so excited about this. This one honestly may not make it because the leaves are turning. But this one, we've got little new leaves starting already too. This is part of my turtle vine Lola. I'm trying some water propagation. See if that works. I've got a sage seed in here. I don't know if it's doing anything yet. We'll check in just a second. These are sweet potato vines that I clipped off of my original plant and propagated. These ones are already rooted. Bucket, you may ask? Propagating station. So I've been seeing a lot of people using sphagnum moss for propagating, and you can do it with stalks and everything. I have a couple of Lola's babies in there. I clipped down all of my wandering Jews. Those are in there. Got 2 of my sweet potato vines in there that hadn't rooted yet, so I really, really want to see how this works. I'm hoping that my heater keeps it warm enough. So we will see about that. And oh my God, that moss stinks. Picked up some orchid bark. This is the moss. It's orchid. If you buy it at Home Depot, it says orchid moss on it. It's all the same thing. Probably not the best quality, but it is what it is. Some pots. Another tiny propagating station. And while ignoring my nasty, messy desk that I've actually cleaned it like 4 times, but I decided I was going to paint things. This is my little air plant. I have not named it yet. Seems to be doing okay. It was a little like $2 air plant I got from Home Depot. Super easy to take care of. Honestly, if you're worried about killing things, you soak it for like 20 minutes every week or 2. Little tips will start turning brown. If it's fussy, I don't know if this one will flower or not. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. If it does, that would be awesome. And if you have some input on what we should name it, that would be fantastic too, because it needs a name. And this is my boy, Pokey Dokey. So Pokey Dokey, he was these leaves that have the blue on them. It was one of those cosmic ones that a neighbor was getting rid of. Those were original leaves, and they were like down here when I brought him home. So he's gotten a lot bigger. I might need to move him. He's reaching for light. So let's turn him a little bit so he can kind of resituate himself. And the propagating station I was talking about, like the beaker, is this. I'm thinking about putting a pothos stem in there, but we'll see. This is the top that came off of my corn plant. It's a Dracana, so I mean, honestly, part of me is like, I feel like this might actually be closer to like a snake plant, but it grows out in more of a bush. So everything, like my plant identifier, everything else says corn plant. I lost the label for it a long time ago. I got this thing back in like June last year. Not super hopeful for it because that little bitty leaf inside is already brown. But we're gonna try. We're gonna see what it does. My propagating station, my extra jars and everything that are empty right now, those are most of my seeds. I have a couple packs. I need to go get more jars. I know people say store them in paper, but honestly, my seeds are doing just fine in those. My I-Do that I use for everything else, the water just can't get warm enough, and my little heating pad that all of the babies are on right now, it's just not getting it hot enough. I could get a new one, but, expensive. But this is where all the magic will happen in the spring when it's time for more herbs and vegetables. Maybe some flowers. We'll see if I'm patient enough for flowers again. I hate growing flowers in this thing. It takes like 2 months. All right, now we are upstairs. Lola! She got a huge trim. You saw all those babies. And there's more. A lot more. But yes, this is Lola, my turtle shell. If I can get close enough, you can see the bottoms of her leaves are nice and purple. She's healthy right now. The brown in her, I've read, is normal just because she's been through a lot the last couple months. Not even like a bad way, just like me moving her around all over the place trying to find a good spot for her. So hopefully she gets enough light here. If not, we'll move her. Grand tour of the living room. This is Fiddle. She's a little fussy right now. I turned her, so maybe she'll get some more growth coming out this way. But she was a little down here, like a little tiny thing. Like, she was so small. When I got her from the same friend that I got Lola from, she was a housewarming gift. I really need to clean her leaves. And those are not mealy bugs or anything like that on there, those little white dots. It is literally just dust, I've confirmed. More of Lola's babies. So we're trying these ones in soil. And actually, they were all on their side yesterday. Now only a couple of them are, so I'm really excited to see that. My Christmas plant, I don't know if there's anything alive in that still, but my husband was super sweet and trying to get me to not be a Grinch, so he got me this. More baby Lolas, and this time we're in terracotta, and these were all on their side yesterday. So you're supposed to plant the turtle shells in bundles. I don't know if my bundles were too thick, too thin, whatever, but you put them in bundles, and that's how they like to grow. So we're going to hope for the best with her babies, too. I'm propagating my pothos, and I'm actually very, very excited because I noticed last night right here we have a tiny little leaf starting. So these guys got too cold in the basement on the shelf, and they went dormant. So, I mean, we have some roots on the two big ones, but the little ones just haven't taken yet. But they're getting a ton of air root nodes on them. They've like tripled their air root nodes since I started propagating. And these babies, so the first part of this dramatic growth. I know the other video kind of cut off, but it is what it is. So these are both peace lilies. This one has a couple flowers on it. This one's a little straggly. Looks like we're starting a flower right here, just based on the little lip it's giving. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I am. It is what it is. My peperomia that's just beat to hell. New little succulent that comes with its own little babies. Pretty sure those were made by itself. And a variegated spider plant, because I love variegateds, and the ones I keep bringing in from out in my yard keep dying on me. They just don't want to be inside. So we got a little baby there. I thought I remembered seeing another one. Looks like there might actually be two of them in here and that little baby. So we're going to see if we can get this one nice and big. I had one forever when I was in Phoenix, and it did really well. So we'll see. And then sometime between Saturday and Monday, I have 6 more babies coming in. 3 snake plants, 2 more succulents, a lithops and a jeweled desert rose, and then I can't remember what the other one is. I should remember. I'm a terrible plant mother. But those are coming in. So I'll be at work. I have a 24-hour shift this weekend. So the mister is going to keep an eye on delivery because everyone says that this place delivers super fast. And they're coming from a grower in Ohio. So they should get here pretty fast considering how close we are. And that way that my babies don't freeze. So I'll do another thingy on them when I have them out. Thanks for putting up with me. Bye. Rubber plant. A cream and green rubber plant. That's the other baby that's coming.